So my name is Dix, and I'm from New Orleans. This is where I grew up. I have a daughter who is, it's almost a criminal to call her 17 because she's going to be 18 in about 2 weeks, which is really amazing. And it's interesting that we're here talking because she was conceived right there on the corner of Royal and Frenchman in her dad's Mazda truck. I was a budding feminist at that time, you know, early 20s, and really coming to on a socially conscious level. And I was still sort of coming out, you know, more and more. I had had sex with a woman, and it was completely, just seemed natural and normal to me, except for the fact that I was drunk. But anyway, like, it didn't bother me. It was just sort of like, okay, this is also somebody that I've had, you know, sex with. And so I just always said, you know, kind of started identifying loosely as bisexual. And then I met Piper, is my daughter's name. I met her dad, Matt, and we just hit it off right away. And I went from not really knowing that I wanted to have a family and be married and all that stuff to, you know, sort of thinking about those things. I had a lot of concerns because I kind of felt this drawing attraction to women, and so I was confused. And so we went and had a beer at Checkpoint Charlie's, which is just a couple of blocks from here. And so we're sitting, we each, you know, pint of Guinness, talking about it, and he's like, well, what about getting married? And I looked right at him and I'm like, but what if I'm a lesbian? And he said, we'll deal with it. And I was like, okay, because we had been talking about, you know, we'd been through all the conversations, having a third person in our marriage, but he loved the idea. He's 100% just like that straight male who's like, what, a second woman? Awesome. And I was, whatever, if I could get my cake and eat it too, then I was willing to entertain that. So we'd had all of these crazy conversations. We're sitting at the bar. He says that, and it was like, all right. And it, you know, and we got excited, you know, and we got excited. And so we left the bar and we're walking down the street. My daughter was almost conceived in the bushes, actually, before we got to the car. But we managed to restrain ourselves. And then, like a couple of crazy, you know, horny teenagers, we jumped in the car, and, you know, the rest is history. And, you know, it's been a really, I mean, what a blessing. It's been an amazing, amazing ride. And when I broke the news to him that I wanted to leave because I was in love with a woman, he, you know, sat down with me and we cried, and he said, how can I blame you for loving women? I love women. Oh my gosh. And you know, Piper wasn't quite 2 at the time, and we did it with as much love as we possibly could. I mean, it's amazing, and she's getting ready to, you know, she's going to graduate from high school and go off to college and start her own life, and I just see the grace and the beauty that she walks through the world with, and I know that even though I can claim some part of that, I owe that to my community. I owe that to her father. I owe that to my partners. I owe that to the women that were there that literally helped catch her and bring her forth. I'm a proud mom. So there you go.